So thank you very much for being with me. This is Judy Keys, and this is Cooking for All Seasons for the public.
There's very few of us.
To bring them into.
There's very few of us orchards left in the Santa Clara Valley, and and we want to connect with people that are living here. And the best way to do it is just invite them into our yard.
Hardest job to pick the cherries. Get yourself a pitter, or get yourself a child. Hi, this is Judy, and we're at Andy's Orchard, and this is
Andy Mariani.
Okay, I don't know if you guys didn't see the show, but we did a show last year. It was a show. It was a barbecue show, and Andy sent me these most incredible peaches I'd ever seen. They were huge, just huge. And so I told him, I have to come and talk to you in person. And here we are at Andy's Orchard. Can you picture that? Can you guys? And Andy, how long have you been here?
Well, our family's been here for over 50 years. We bought this place in 1957. And Andy's Orchard has been in existence for only a few years because the family kind of split things up a little bit, and so I took over the main part of the orchard.
As we drove in, I noticed that you had some new plantings. Were those some new cherry trees I saw out there?
Actually, those are my brothers. He's planted some a new little orchard, and I planted a new plum orchard just across the way too. So we're here for the long term.
Plum tarts, guys, right?
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
They're actually a European plum called a green gage, and those really work well with recipes. So.
Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so we're actually in the store right now.
Country store, yeah. Andy's Orchard Country Store, right here in Morgan Hill.
Okay, so we're going to take a walk around, and okay, can you follow us? Okay. So during the summertime, and we're right at the very, very beginning of the summertime, this place is hopping. And the reason why we're here today, we're here at the very, very beginning of summer, is because it's so filled that I wanted people to see it, and be able to talk to Andy when he wasn't like running all over the place, right?
That's right. Usually in the summertime here, these tables just loaded with fresh fruit. We begin with cherries in June, and apricots starting in usually early July. And throughout the summer, we have peaches, nectarines, plums, and all these tables are filled with fresh fruit. And what I think is really critical is our focus is on tree-ripened fruit. So we pick it when it's ripe, and it's not the kind of stuff you get at the supermarket.
Well, I know that there are people in this area who stand around and wait for your fruit to arrive at different places. LJB Farms, I know, is one of them. Where else do you sell your fruit?
We sell at Cosentino's in San Jose. They have 2 locations, and then Sagona's, which is up the peninsula. They have an outlet at Stanford and also in Redwood City. And LJB is another important one, and also C.J. Olson in Sunnyvale, which is a real.
Oh, you go to C.J. Olson. Okay. Well,
they buy our cherries as well, by the way. Cherries and peaches, nectarines, and plums. Most of these retailers are really great because they actually put our sign up saying that these came from Andy's Orchard, so we get a little bit of credit.
Oh, you should get a whole lot of credit. So we're going to go over here because I found what was really interesting that Andy was talking to me about was that he has these jams made from his fruit, that he grows, right?
That's right, exactly. Again, what we do is we get the tree-ripened fruit, and we give it to a company. It's called, actually it's a nonprofit organization called Village Harvest, and they make our jams for us. But we submit the fruit, and then they turn around and give it back to us after they've made the jam. And these are artisanal jams. In other words, what we do is we get the very best fruit that we have, make sure it's tree ripened, and we make the jam out of that. And it makes a lot of difference in terms of of the quality of the jam that we have. It's usually low sugar, it's got natural sweetness, and a lot of fresh fruit flavor. We use a special recipe where we do a minimum amount of cooking. Cooking really kills the flavor of a lot of jams. If you overcook it, you're not going to get the jam flavor. You're going to get something that's sugary sweet, but you really don't get the fresh fruit flavor. These really have fresh fruit flavor, and there's several varietals here. It's just like wines. We have different varieties. This is a black tartarian jam. It's made out of really dark black tartarian cherries. And black tartarian is a soft cherry, but it has excellent flavor. And we have a little almond flavor in there too to kind of balance things off, and it's really good. Some other ones we have, of course, the classic Blenheim apricot, which is the local the local.
I know there are people waiting for those.
Okay, this is the local heirloom apricot variety that we make our jams out. Also, our signature fruit is something called a Baby Crawford peach. It's one of the best tasting yellow peaches around, I believe, and we're really the only ones that grow it in any volume. And we actually named it and started it. So this particular jam is really great too. Baby Crawford peach jam. We have a white nectarine jam that is really outstanding. It's made from Snow Queen nectarines, and it is very, very tasty. Then we have one combination. Which is a Pluot raspberry jam. It's made out of Flavor King Pluots. A Pluot is a cross between a plum and an apricot, and then you throw in a raspberry, and it makes an excellent, excellent blended flavor.
Cool. Well, I just want to tell people that the reason why I bring this up is that when you go into some of these places, these orchard places, they tell them, this is our fresh fruit, and then you see their names on the jams and everything. A lot of times what they do is they go online and they, solicit a company to basically make them jam and put their name on it. It really does not always come from their orchard. And in this case, I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that this is from Andy's orchard.
That's right.
And that's the difference.
It's right on the label. It's made.
It's right on the label.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. And it's the best fruit that we have. I mean, we don't just get the culls and make jam out of it.
Well, I can tell because I'll tell you something. This man's heart is in his fruit. I mean, I know it is. I know it is. And you can see all of these dry. Now you do all this drying and everything.
Yeah, we dry a lot of it ourselves. Some of it we don't, but like the prunes come from my cousins who grow prunes up in Sacramento Valley. Yeah. But because we don't grow prunes here anymore, but we dry the apricots. So the Blenheim apricot, local Blenheim apricots, it's an old heirloom variety that really is not being grown much anymore, but we still have it. They grow them a little bit in Hollister and a little bit in Gilroy and a little bit here in Morgan Hill, and that's pretty much the only place that it really grows well. And it is a classic apricot flavor. The other things we have, the Baby Crawford, we dry those, and we dry other peaches and nectarines. And but some of the other dry fruit we do get from other people. So.
Well, I know that now starting. Oh,
here's one of our little gift packs, and you can see it's labeled like this is an old-fashioned fruit crate label that we actually resurrected. And we have the story behind the label in the back.
Oh, neat.
And it's we were trying to keep the old fruit crate label art going. And so we designed this label for our dry fruit gift pack. And this is one of the gift packs here. And it has an assortment of different things. And like these white nectarines are just outstanding. The dried white nectarine is really as good, I think, as the dried apricots.
Well, I'll tell you something. Coming up here, we're going to be doing some creative cooking with some of your wonderful fruits. And we're going to be letting people taste things. And I know he has some wonderful chocolate dipped goodies over there, and we're going to be showing some of those here. Can we take a little walk over there? And I just want people to see. Hi guys, we're going over here. Yeah. Let's kind of just show them. just show the camera a few of the goodies that you have.
Well, this is just an individual chocolate covered dried apricot. What we do is we get a jumbo dried apricot. It's not one that you just want to cover because it's not very cosmetically nice, but it's a great tasting apricot to begin with. And then we kind of gild a little. We put a little chocolate on it, and it really a little dark chocolate offsets the flavor of the apricot, and it's a really good combination of flavors. We also have some really unusual things that we've put together, some combinations of flavors. This one's called an apricot rum butter sandwich, and it has a little bit of caramel inside with a little rum butter flavor, and it's got two different kinds of got an dried apricot and a glacéed apricot together, and then it's dipped in chocolate. This is a apricot amaretto sandwich. It has a little bit of almond paste. It's kind of like a little bit of bitter flavor, a bitter almond flavor combined with dark chocolate and some very sweet apricot. And this is great with coffee or tea.
Well, you know what, you guys, you know what?
And the one that you really...
Yeah, where was that? Look at this one.
Peaches and cream sandwich.
Isn't this cute?
This has marshmallow, peach, and then it's covered with chocolate. So...
You know, I just think this is like, you could come here and, you know, really gather up some local fruits and goodies and make a really neat little package to give somebody who you weren't really quite sure what they wanted, what they needed. And you could do some jam, you could do some chocolate, you could do some fresh fruits. I mean,
we actually do gift baskets, and so people come in here and they can just go around select the ingredients, for the gift basket, the different things that they want to put in it, and we'll put it together for them.
Hey, see, now there's an idea. So you're going to be seeing us in a few minutes. We're going to be out doing some cooking, right? We're going to do some cooking? We're going to do some cooking?
Absolutely.
Okay. And so stay tuned, and we'll see you in a few minutes. So I just want to say thank you, Andy, and we'll see you outside.
Thank you, Judy. I appreciate it. Thank you.
The basic program here is that we do a tasting, and you should have plates and forks. They'll be handed out. That's for the apricots and peaches. Okay, and you put and you have tongs, and you take the tongs and you take the fruit out of the little container, put it on your plate, and then eat it like that. Don't pull it out with your hands. The cherries are really the first convenient food. They're nicely packaged, bite-sized package with a handle. So all you need to do is hold up the handle, pop it in your mouth, and there's little containers there where you can put the kits in the stems. Now, one of my friends, he's an old farmer, he said, I can't eat cherries inside the house. You know why? He wants to. It's put outside, just like smoking cigars. Anyway, why don't we get started? And some of you to start with the one, if you like.
Hi, and you'll never guess where we are. This is Judy Keys. This is Cooking for All Seasons, and we're at Andy's Orchard, and this is Andy.
I'm Andy, yeah.
Say hi, Andy.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. And these are the wonderful people that have come out today to a cherry tasting. And also, he's got these wonderful peaches over here.
Apricots as well.
Oh, and apricots too, but I have never seen this many cherries in one environment in my entire life. And I grew up, like I was telling you, in back of a cherry orchard, and I spent most of my life sort of picking cherry. I mean, legally, because they gave us permission.
Okay.
They gave us permission. They taught us how to pick cherries off the tree.
So you were the one, that was taking cherries from our orchard?
I was the one that was taking the cherries, yeah. Many a stomach ache, many a night going, oh my God, I can't believe we ate them all. But we talked to you earlier, inside where you have all your wonderful products and everything. And today we're out here and we're going to be making Andy's Cherry Delight.
She came up with the name, by the way.
Well,
I didn't have anything to do with it.
And we're going to make it for you guys, and everybody's going to have a taste. And tell me how proud you are to see all these people here
Well,
today.
this is just a really wonderful turnout. We've been doing this for the last 4 years, and this is one of the best turnouts we've had for our cherry tasting.
Yeah. Well, this is Father's Day too.
It's Father's Day too. Fathers have discounted admission, and so happy Father's Day to everybody.
Well, I'm really happy to be here today. It's a beautiful day. And everybody is having a wonderful time. So, I guess what goes on is there's already a half of the group or a part of the group is already out there in the orchard, and they go out there and
we conduct orchard tours, and we have 3 orchard tours today, and they go out and they actually can pick cherries as well. We call it a harvest walk. They take a little bucket and they can taste the cherries, and whatever they like they can pick and they bring them back. It's very educational, and particularly for the kids. The kids are actually admitted free here, and they learn how the fruit grows and where it comes from, and they can pick it themselves. So it's not just tasting; it's also education.
All right, and we're going to do this. You do cherries. This is
we have another one scheduled for apricots in July, and then in August, at the beginning of August, it's peaches, nectarines, and plums. We have a website with the calendar of events on it, so they can just check our website, which is www.andysorchard.com.
Great. Well, all that's going to be on my website, and everything for me will be on his website. But today I'm going to show you how to make this cake, then everybody's going to get a taste of it. We're also going to do some brie cheese with some cherries and some of your wonderful cherry jam.
Sounds great.
And I just want to thank everybody for being out here today, and I know that everybody's having a wonderful time. And this is I don't think people really realize, but in this day and time, not very many young people get the chance to be out in an orchard. Not like when I grew up, and not like when you grew up.
Exactly.
And I think that this is probably one of the nicest things that anybody could do for the public.
There's very few of us
to bring them into.
There's very few of us
orchard.
orchards left in the Santa Clara Valley, and so and we want to connect with the people that are living here, and the best way to do it is just invite them into our yard, and it's like a big party, and we're having fun.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, we're on to Andy's Cherry Delight. We're back again, and now we're going to actually be making Andy's Cherry Delight. But before we get started, I want to thank all my sponsors, of course, Andy's Orchard and Andy for providing all the beautiful cherries and the whole ambiance, and his wonderful jellies, his jams, all of his beautiful things. And please don't forget to stop in. He makes these incredible, and I forgot to mention, these incredible chocolate dipped candies that are just fabulous. Oh my gosh. Anyway, thank you, Andy, and I wanted to thank La Crusade for providing me with these beautiful pans for doing my chocolate ganache, and also to Trader Joe's for providing me with all the whipping cream and the mascarpone, and some later on we're going to have some brie with some toasted almonds in it, with some more cherries, and it's going to be wonderful. So, okay, let's get started making this. But thank you all for providing me with all these wonderful products. So, this is the beginning. This is your basic white cake. Use a white cake mix, any kind of cake mix that you like. Follow the directions for baking. I prefer this cake in a small pan. It's not a real big tall cake. It should be a small cake. This would be like a cookie pan. All you have to do is make the recipe according to what the box says. However, I will give you a hint. 2 eggs, 1.5 cups of water. That's all you need. It will make a wonderful cake. Okay, you can use that for any kind of cake mix you make. What it does is it makes somewhat of like a denser cake that you can use like for cupcakes or anything. They don't fall apart, yet they still keep all the freshness about them. But all that'll be in the recipe, and you can find that on the website. So all I did was bake this in on a cookie sheet. Now this, I had to make it at home. I couldn't make it here because obviously we're outside. But what this is whipped cream and mascarpone. And mascarpone is an Italian cream cheese. And let me show you what this is. It says mascarpone cheese. This happens to be the brand that I use. I got this at Trader Joe's. And this is an 8 ounce. This is 8 ounces of mascarpone to 2 cups of whipping cream. And what you do is you whip the whipping cream till it gets about, I'd say about 2/3 of the way done. Put a couple of tablespoons, 3, 4, depends on how sweet you like. Some people don't like real sweet whipping cream, so it's really up to you. Do that about 2/3 of the way. Set your mascarpone out so it gets the chill off of it. You don't want it real cold, yet you don't want it warm, because there's a real fine point of where you're going to add the mascarpone into the whipping cream. It's very much like making tiramisu, which is basically the same kind of filling. Whipping cream and mascarpone make a wonderful filling for anything, however, and I will tell you this because I was putting it down the garbage disposal yesterday when I was making it, and I'm honest, it will separate very fast if you don't watch it. So be very careful. Whip the whipped cream about 2/3 of the way, put in the mascarpone that's just got the chill off of it, and watch it very carefully. A couple tablespoons or so of vanilla. I put in a little bit of some vanilla, then I put in, at the very end, I put in some Chambord, which is it's a liqueur that has a sort of a raspberry flavoring, and the reason why is we're putting fresh cherries on it today. If you're not putting fresh cherries on it and you want to use some other liqueur, you can. If you don't want to use any other kind of liqueur, don't. You know, it's just kind of up to you, but you could put in anything, amaretto, anything else that you like. You don't have to, but just put a little bit more vanilla in it, or you could put some almond, some almond extract or something like that. I'm just warning you though, be very careful about the whipped cream and the adding the mascarpone into it. Take your time, even if you have to do it by hand the last few minutes, because it will cinch itself very fast and break apart, and then it doesn't taste good. So let's get this on here. You can see the consistency. I hope you can. It's like a whipped cream, but it's very heavy. Whoops! Boy, that would have been cute, huh? But it doesn't break down like whipped cream does, and that's what makes it so neat. You could use it for filling, for anything. You could add chocolate flavoring to it. You could add coffee flavoring to it, and that's what they would do, like when they make, this nice lady's watching me over here, and I'm trying to explain to her. That's what they use when they make tiramisus. They put the coffee flavoring into it. So all we're going to do is, can you guys see this? I'm just going to spread this on. This is actually 2 cups, like I said, 2 cups of whipping cream and an 8-ounce container of mascarpone, which actually makes a large size. It's actually a full size sheet. This is like a quarter sheet cake, so we don't really need all that. But I mean, like, if you like it thick, go ahead. Or if you were actually going to make 2 layers for like a layer cake or something. But it really does make quite a bit. But you can see, I hope you guys can see this. Can you see this? How easy it spreads, and it really does taste good. I've been tasting it all week, and I brought this to Andy, and he liked it. And so I wanted to, I put the Chambord in it because, like I said, we were putting cherries on it. But you could put any kind of, flavoring that you like. You know, if your family, if you don't like to put liqueurs in yours, that's fine. Don't. Just, but make sure you do put vanilla in it and get a good vanilla. You could actually split a vanilla bean and scrape out the inside of the vanilla bean and add it, would be wonderful. So, okay. So you can see how easily it spreads. And honestly, you guys know, I know if you've been watching my cooking shows, I'm not the best baker in town. So I had to practice doing this. So don't feel bad if it takes you 1 or 2 times to do it. But all I can say is take your time and don't worry about it. It really does set up very fast if you're doing it in a mixer. So watch it. So there you go. It's very easy. Okay. So it doesn't really, I didn't put a whole lot, but I put enough to make sure that that it has enough. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is on this, and this is just a hot plate, I'm going to take, where did I do? This is one of Andy's wonderful jams, and we're going to put some of this jam in here. Now, the first time I made this, because I developed this for Andy because he wanted a dessert. The first time I did this, I put the jam underneath the mascarpone and whipped cream to seal the cake. That was fine, but to me, I wasn't able to taste the jam. So then I switched it around, and this time I put the jam on top of the mascarpone. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this up. Just so that I can, you have to be careful. You don't want it too hot, but you have to get it spreadable so that you can put it on top. Just warm enough so that it doesn't melt down your whipped cream. I mean, for me, because I'm outside and I don't have the ability to just put it in the refrigerator and bring it back out, I want to make sure that I don't get it too warm because it is going to break down the whipped cream. So let's see, we got some heat here. And then after that, we're gonna take these beautiful cherries that they've pitted and split for me. And it's just gonna be wonderful. The only thing I can say, the only difficult thing about this cake, honestly, is making the whipped cream and the mascarpone. That would be the only thing that I would think that anybody would have any trouble with. And if you don't want to try it, then actually just do some heavy whipped cream. You don't even have to you wouldn't have to add the mascarpone, but I want you to try it. I really do. It's really worth it because it does give it a really elegant flavor to it. And once you learn how to do it, you can use it for filling in a lot of different cakes, I mean, you can make a tiramisu. So we got this going here. Let's see. Okay. I just don't want to get this too hot because I don't want to break down. Okay. So then, we're going to take this and you can see, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? Look at the color of this. This is just gorgeous. So then we're going to spread some of this. Don't worry about it. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. But you can see the color. I mean, even what's wonderful about this cake, even though we're going to call this Andy's Cherry Delight, honestly, you could put any fresh fruit on this. Anything. You could put strawberries. You could put fresh peaches. You could put anything on top of this cake. I know that you guys are going to enjoy this, and everybody here is going to be able to have a really good time with this and have a little taste. Okay, so did you guys get all that? I hope you did. Okay, now, before I start putting the cherries on it, I'm going to start making the chocolate ganache. Okay, now, most people don't really understand what chocolate ganache is. The chocolate ganache is when you go to a bakery and you see those cakes and they're all covered with this chocolate That's chocolate ganache, and it's really simple to make. Basically, chocolate, okay? Trader Joe's, any place. Use your basic chocolate. This is about 8-9 ounces of chocolate. And whipped cream. That's what chocolate ganache is. Some people put a little flavoring in it, but for today, we're not going to. It's about 8-9 ounces of chocolate to basically 8 ounces, which is half of this. So we're just going to pour this into here. Okay. And you let it heat up and you melt it, and that is chocolate ganache. So let's see here. I know I have one more spoon. Let's see. I'm going to let this melt. You know, you want to be careful with this. You don't want to burn the chocolate. And it looks kind of like, oh my God, how could that possibly, become, a chocolate covering? But it's going to. And I know you guys can't see this, but I'm going to let you see as soon as it gets done. You turn this down. Just make sure that you watch it and you don't let it burn. That's the most important, because when chocolate burns, you have to throw it away. Okay, you've got your cake. You're ready to go. Now, all you do, this is the most tedious part. All you're going to do is line up the cherries. And that's it. And then after we do this, we're going to sprinkle it with some chocolate ganache. And you've got Andy's Cherry Delight. Like I said, you really could use any different fruit on it. So, I'll be back in a moment and we'll be spreading out the chocolate. Okay? Okay. See, all the cherries are on the cake. All we did was pit the cherries. Hardest job to pit the cherries. Get yourself a pitter, or get yourself a child that wants to pit the cherries. Just cut them in half. I don't care if you want to chop them up. Get them on the cake. Okay. The only reason why I do it like this is because cherries are a little bit difficult to cut through, and so you want to have like sort of an aisle to cut into. I know it sounds kind of silly, but it's true. Unlike a peach or something that's a little bit easier to cut through, cherries have a tendency to be a little bit tougher. So if you wanted to, instead of putting halves on, you could chop them all up and put chopped cherries on there. So it would be like Andy's Cherry Delight chopped cherry cake. Okay? Nobody's laughing. Laugh, you guys. Can you hear them? Anyway, okay. So, and then here we have, and before we get started here, this is the brie cheese with chopped cherries in this cherry. Oh, it's called Black Tartarian Cherry Jam. To die for. I mean, honestly, really, really good. This is, I'm really serious. This tastes like you made it at home. And the reason why it tastes like you made it at home is because Andy sends his cherries out to somebody who actually makes it and then sends it back in the jar. It doesn't taste like that stuff you get in the grocery store or anything. It tastes like real cherry jam. And the one that I used on top of here, I think I used apricot. But you could use apricot, peach, or anything that you like. Okay, this is the chocolate. Can you guys see this? Now you see, this is chocolate ganache. It's a little bit warm, okay? And so I'm mixing it to cool it off a little bit. The one thing about chocolate ganache is the thinner you make it, the more cream you add to it, the less stiff it's going to, the less hard it's going to harden when you put it in the refrigerator. So if you want to add, say, half the amount of cream and use the same amount of chocolate, what you're going to do is end up making sort of chocolate that's going to be sort of hard when you put it on a cake, and the only problem about that is it'll be difficult when you cut into it. It will kind of crack. If you don't mind doing that, that's fine. It's great for dipping like bananas in and putting in the freezer or something like that, but not really good for putting on a cake, because then when you cut into it, it's going to crack, and so I mean it tastes good. It's just a little bit more difficult. So you want to make sure that you put enough cream in so that when you cut into it, the chocolate sort of, is sort of, even though it's been in the refrigerator, it's kind of a little bit softer. So the only thing we're going to do is, and this is up to you, all I'm doing is I'm just merely taking the chocolate and just with a spoon, I'm just drizzling it over the top. If you're a chocoholic, which I think we have a few here, they would probably put a lot more chocolate on it. The only thing is that you don't want to, you could drown it. It won't hurt it. But it's up to you, So this is the cake. Like I said, it's easy, it's fast. The one thing I will tell you is you could make this cake on Wednesday, and I'm not kidding you, and you could serve this cake on Saturday, and it will taste good. It lasts, it just stays real well in the refrigerator. It has a real good staying time, because the way I make the cake with the not a lot of oil in it or anything, it seems to hold up quite well. And because the whipped cream has the mascarpone in it, it doesn't lose its it doesn't lose its staying power. It doesn't collapse like a whipped cream does. The mascarpone keeps it somewhat, stiff. Well, I know you guys can't really smell it, but it smells like chocolate and cherries. And this is Andy's Cherry Delight. So thank you very much for being with me. This is Judy Keys, and this is Cooking for All Seasons. Please come to my website, and cookingforallseasons.com. The recipe will be there. Go to Andy's Orchard for like a really good time to have with your family. I know that you will have a good time. It's a real experience. There's a lot of kids out here with their parents, kids that haven't probably seen an orchard or been in an orchard or don't really realize where the fruit really comes from. It's a good experience for them, and I want to thank Andy for having me here today, and thank all the people here for being here today. Thank all my sponsors, Trader Joe's, La Crusade, and especially Andy. And of course, thank all my crew and my camera lady, Joelle, for being here today, and Jeannie, my helper girl, who's always sweet to me. Thank you again. My name is Judy Keys, and I'm Cooking for All Seasons. And hey, let's eat the cherries. Thank you. Okay, let's serve it up. Come on. Okay, we have, who do we have here?
Priyanka.
Yeah. Is this you? I see you have cherry juice on your mouth. Were you eating cherries today?
Yeah.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yes.
I'm so glad to hear that. So now you're going to have some cake with cherries on it, huh? Yeah. Go ahead, try it. And this is your dad?
I'm Sunil.
Hi.
Hi, good.
Did you didn't have any cherry cake?
Oh, I did taste some. I'm here for her.
And what do you think?
It's wonderful.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And see, this is what I'm talking about. This young lady is here. And did you go out in the orchard?
Yeah.
And was that fun? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad you came. I know Andy's glad you came.
She's was wondering who Andy is.
Andy's the man that owns the orchard. He's the man that grew all the trees. Yeah, he did. Just so that you could be here today and pick the cherries on the tree. Okay? All right? So I'm glad you're here. Okay? Okie dokie. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Your name?
Lou Caputo.
Okay, Lou, what did you think?
Excellent. I've been a number of places where Andy's gone to parties and he brings the best cherries in the world. Something about picking them when they're ripe, which the grocery stores don't seem to understand. And short picking period if you do it right.
That's right. Well, what did you think of the cake?
Haven't got to it yet.
Oh, well.
But I've
here.
been told.
You've been told? Well, here, let's get you a fork. Hold on. Oh, look at that. This man's fast.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Excellent.
Tastes like cherries.
Tastes like cherries. Unusual combination. It's
It tastes like a chocolate-covered cherry.
yes. This is really good.
Here, have a fork.
Really knock it out in the orchard's picking. Fingers.
Well,
I
thank
don't
you.
even have to break things off.
Thank you for being on TV.
Okay. Where are you coming out of?
We're in Morgan Hill, Gilroy, San Juan Bautista, and Hollister. We're on local public access cable TV.
Okay.
So you'll see yourself probably. Oh, well, what do you think? Wait a minute. We have a star in the making. Come on down. Oh, come on. Oh, no, you need to stand over here and tell me.
Both of them.
Come on.
Get both of them. Come on.
Come on, guys. Come on. That's okay. Just stand here. You don't even think about the camera. Don't just ignore it. Just talk to me. How many cherries did you pick?
23,100.
Oh my God, Andy, you're gonna be out of business here pretty soon if this guy gets into the orchard too many more times. So did you try the cake?
Yeah,
What
not
it-
yet.
Not yet. Well, I'm glad you're here today. Wait a minute. You didn't tell me your name.
Zion.
Zion. Well, I'm glad you're here today. You cherry picker. So, we got somebody else here? We got a sister. Just tell me how many cherries you picked today. A kabillion? Did you pick a kabillion?
23.
Oh, you picked 23 too. So I see, did you taste the cake? What did you think?
It was good.
It was good. Oh God, I feel so good that I have. This is probably one of the youngest members of the group here. So what did you think about being in the orchard? It was neat, huh?
Yeah.
So I see you've been to Happy Hollow too.
Yeah.
Well, I brought my daughter there when she was a little girl. And but you haven't given. What's your name yet?
Maisha.
That's a beautiful name. Well, I'm so glad you're here today. And enjoy your cake. And I'm glad you're here. And you're here with your dad and your mom, huh?
Yeah.
So you want to say hi? Say hi. Can you say hi? Is there somebody you want to say hi to?
No.
Okay. Well, have a good day today. Enjoy your cake. Enjoy your mommy and daddy and your brother. Okay? Say okay?
Okay.
Okay. Whoa. We have a group here. Okay, we've got these two men that are standing over here, and they're just looking, but they're camera shy. Come on. Come on.
I'm not camera shy.
Oh, okay, we got it. He's not camera shy, so come on
You
over.
didn't recognize him, did you? Over there.
Oh, you have a spot on your shirt? Is it a cherry spot? It's a cherry spot.
Confess it's a cherry spot.
It's a cherry. And your name?
I'm Philip Mobin. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So what do you think?
This is our second time here, and there's nothing like it. You know, it's a little tour into the childhood that my children wouldn't have otherwise. So
See, that's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah,
This is it.
like my own childhood, we had cherry orchards and
And where are you from?
Iran originally,
This is
from the good Iran. Before we were taken over.
But did you have some cake?
No, I just came to have some.
Oh, well, here, let's get you a piece of cake. Okay.
I have to be honest about this, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, you gotta eat the cherry with it.
Oh my God. That's very good.
That's very good. That's very good. It's kind of nice. It has a nice flavor to it.
Thank you very much. These are my kids.
Okay, come on.
This is Arjan.
Say hi.
Hi.
And I can tell you guys have a nice cherry face here. And your daughter?
Armady.
Oh, can you see? You got to come a little closer here. And so you had a wonderful time?
Yeah, I think we both did, and this was a really good experience for both of us.
Yeah, because you have to be in the orchard. See, I grew up in the orchard. Picking cherries is because that's what we did. Because I grew up in the Santa Clara County, in the valley, and that's what we got to do. So I'm really glad that you got to see that your dad brought you here today, because this is very important for young people to really see where the fruit really comes from, because it builds respect for the orchards. It builds respect for the farmers, and the understanding that they need to be supported. And you seem to me to be that kind of young lady that understands all that.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it.
Thank you.
And you seem to be a good eater.
Thank you.
Your name?
Lisa Meyerhofer.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi there.
And you live in?
Campbell, California.
Oh, I know where. I went prune pit, all that stuff.
That's
Prune
right.
yard.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's where Sunsweet prunes and all that kind of
Yes,
stuff.
our community center has the sidewalks decorated to look like little apricots were plopped down on the wet cement.
I split cots.
Oh, yeah.
I know. So anyway, I'm so glad you're here and you're enjoying everything.
This dessert is fabulous. I'm going to get the recipe from your website.
Oh, cool.
Which is looking
For All Seasons
at yahoo.com.
That's my, yeah.
Lookingforallseasons.com.
Yes.
I'll be there.
I'm glad you're here and I'm glad you're enjoying everything. And
Done.
What?
your name?
Kathy.
And this is
My mom.
your mom, and she's so very sweet. We've been talking a little bit, and you live in Campbell. Did you try the cake?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you got to try the cake.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here
Thank you.
today.
This was wonderful. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Bye. Did you see how big this cherry is? Do you realize how big that is? I mean, this cherry has to weigh, I don't know, a good couple of ounces. I mean, watch. It's like a mouthful.
Good.
I mean, I think it's kind of, not nice to be eating on mine, but this is a food show. So. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, hi. And your name?
My name's Kit.
Hi, Kit. How are you?
Yeah, how are you?
And you're from, where do you live?
I'm from Campbell, right outside of San Jose.
Oh, yeah, I know where Campbell is. Oh, Campbell used to be Big Orchards.
Yes.
That's where the prune yard is.
Prune
That's
yard,
where, you know
correct.
what that used to be? When I was younger, you used to go to this place called the Prune Pit.
Where is that at?
That's where the prune yard is.
No.
No, it's where the Prune Pit used to be where that area right. Well, anyway, there was a place called the Prune Pit. But anyway, that was when it was only a couple years ago when I was much younger. But go ahead, what did you think?
Good. I took a bite. That's great. The cake was not too heavy. It's very light. The cream on top of it has good texture to it. And then I love the chocolate mixed with the cherry.
Oh.
That's my favorite. Cherries are my favorite fruit. Right above pineapple. So, for me to be able to come out here and not only taste, fresh cherries, but taste it in a combination like this, perfect.
Good. I'm so glad. Oh, well, thank you for being
Thank you.
here.
Thank you for having us here.
Thank you. Ooh, see? He's from Campbell. Honest. Prune pit. That's where all the prunes used to be. That's where Sunsweet prunes were. Oh, we got somebody else. Nope. Would you like to talk to me? Come on over. So, what do you think? Oh, I know, but I want to come here. Come closer. Because I want to see this on your shirt. Because this is interesting. Can you get this? And your name?
George.
What was that?
George.
George. What happened here? Is that cherries? Yeah?
Yeah.
So you had fun, I can tell. Yeah. And this is
Elsa.
who?
Elsa.
Elsa. Did you have fun, Elsa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you're a little neater than you. This is your brother?
Elsa.
Yeah. He's older than you?
Yeah. And neither and George.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you, I can tell you had a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. And
Yeah.
you enjoyed it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, go and eat your cake, and then if you want to later, come back and tell me what you
Yeah.
thought, okay?
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Well, have a good day. He has, like, he enjoyed himself, if you know what I mean. If you tried it and you like it, come on over. If you tried it and you didn't like it, I don't want to talk to you. No, I still do.
Hi, I'm done with my cake.
And what did you think?
Oh, that was awesome.
Oh, good. And your name?
Christina.
Christina?
Yes, I live in Morgan Hill. So
Oh.
I'm going to tell a story. A year ago, I wanted to find a place like this. And we've been living here like more than 10 years. And we didn't know about Andes. So we went online and we found a place in Brentwood. After that, I talked to my friend Jennifer. She's not around here. And she told us, there is a place here in Morgan Hill just around the corner. So why don't you go there?
Oh, and here you are.
Oh, yeah. A year ago, it was a little bit late, but then we said, no, first day, we are going to be there.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so glad
and
you're
we
here.
enjoyed
Well, let me give you one of these. Okay. And on here it has the name of the cooking show and the website and everything. So the recipes and everything will be there. And your name?
Carlos.
Carlos?
I am her husband.
Oh, and you brought your husband with you.
Yeah, of
Very
course.
nice of you. Well, and you're enjoying yourself?
Very much.
Oh, I'm
Very
glad you are. We're glad to
much.
have
A great
you.
experience.
Great,
Great experience.
great.
Thank you so much for this, the wooden spoon. This is a very beautiful present.
Yeah, the orchard is
Thank you.
beautiful and the fruits are delicious.
Great.
Very, very good.
Okay, well, we're going to be back here again. We're going to have another show, so we hope we see you again.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Well, thank you and enjoy yourself.
Have a good day.
today.
Thank you.
Okay, bye. Were you the lady that I kept talking to? Did I give you... Oh, your cake is falling. Uh-oh, we have falling cake. Did I give you one of these spoons? Oh. Okay. Okay, here's the spoon. And it's got all the information. And your name?
Anna Tossetti.
Hi, and you live where?
Morgan Hill, of course.
Oh! Okay, well, so this was a lady who was... when I was cooking before in the show, and she was listening intensely.
I know that. My husband is Italian, so he loved mascarpone.
Oh, so she knew exactly what I was talking about.
Exactly.
Well, you whip that whipped cream and you put that mascarpone. You have got to watch what you're doing because
Exactly.
2 seconds later, a second later, and all of a sudden you've got like, it's too late.
Exactly.
So you knew what I was talking about.
Enjoy your show. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for
very
coming.
much.
Thank you.
Oh, they want to be on TV?
Oh, okay, he was. So I want to know. Okay, so you're back, George, right? Yeah. Okay, so what did you think?
Very good.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
How many cherries did you eat?
I don't know.
3 pounds worth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just lay down tonight. That's all I can tell you, because I've eaten my load of cherries as a young child. Okay, so just kind of take it easy later. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here, like I said before, and I'm glad you enjoyed the cake. And it's Dad's Day, and Dad is
Martin.
Hi,
McNair.
Martin.
McNarney, sorry.
That's okay.
And this is George and Elsa.
And we talked before because they were on before.
Oh, were
And
they?
this was pre-cake.
Oh.
Now this is after
We've
cake.
already had cake. Cake was yummy.
Oh, good.
And we ate bunches of cherries in the orchard.
Yeah, well, we were discussing his
shirt.
His shirt that sort of told the whole story.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and Elsa's, who was very neat. Very neat. Very
She
neat.
doesn't like the seeds, so I have to eat the seeds out. And she eats a half a cherry at a time.
I love it.
So.
What a good dad.
Yes.
What a good daddy you have.
And are you ready for a little nap after all those cherries?
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you. This is a wonderful day.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
All right.
And you live?
Just in Morgan Hill.
Oh, good. Well, here. Oh, wait a minute. Here, let me give you one of these. And tune in.
And you're in Morgan Hill as well?
Well, our shows in Morgan Hill on cable, but if you can't get it, it streams. Okay. All right. See? If you were here, you could be on. I'm so glad you're here today. And your name?
I'm Chris Melville.
That's Chris. Okay.
Andy's is always spectacular to come and visit, and it's fun here to also try some prepared foods.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, go ahead, take a taste. Because I think this man has a discriminating palate. What do you think?
I'm not a foodie, but it's very special.
Oh, thank you. Well, yeah, I'm glad you enjoy it. It's kind of a little cakey, a little cherry. I mean, it's...
Nice. So it's everything that shortcake should have been, kind of. It's very nice.
Oh, I'm so glad you enjoyed that. Thank you.
Yeah, how delightful.
Thank you, and thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Cha-ching! Okay, so that's like, what, about 10 out of like 5,000, so we don't have anybody... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we got another lady. Okay, go ahead. Hi, and your name?
Celeste Rogers.
Hi, Celeste. Okay, go ahead and taste it. See what you think. Go ahead, taste the cherry, because it's good. Cherry's got the chocolate on it.
So good. So good. I could die happy.
Oh, gee. Bye, guys. Nice. If I watch myself, I would stop doing it because I would be so embarrassed. All right. Can you hear me now?
I need to clap it one more time, and I want you to start from the beginning, Junior, right?
The schmear whole thing?
The whole, yeah.
The schmear part.
You rolling?
I'm rolling.
I know you have that part. Okay. Hi. We're back again, and now we're going to actually be making Andy's Cherry Delight. Are we rolling? Rolling. Oh, sorry. We're rolling. Oh, you really are rolling. Do I have cherry juice? Okay. Okay, come on, Jeannie. Jeannie's eating it. What do you? Oh, no, really, honestly, Jeannie, tell the people. What do you think? There you go. There's an honest answer. Okay, we have to put that one in. Okay.